Alright, so I just got my Ghostbusters limited edition crate that I ordered, I want to say about a couple months ago from Loot Crate. I just am now able to open it, so I don't really know what's inside of it, don't really know what to expect. If it's like any of the other Loot Crates, normal or special edition ones I've gotten in the past, there should at least be a shirt in there, and then I'm guessing a couple little more Ghostbuster related items in there. The only really thing I don't want to say I'm worried about, but the thing that I'm wondering is since they released this crate because the new movie's coming out, I don't know if it's going to be more stuff from the new movie or if it's going to be a mix of stuff from the old movie and the new movie. I'm hoping it's more old movie stuff since that's obviously what I'd prefer. But I have a feeling it's probably going to be a little mix of merchandise from the old movies and then probably a few from the new movies to kind of tie everything in. I feel like it's a kind of like a good and bad time to be like a Ghostbusters fan. It's good because they're bringing all this stuff back. You know, they have this crate releasing. I don't think they've done a Ghostbusters crate in the past, at least from you know, since I've had the subscription. There have been times where I've gotten like Ghostbuster related merchandise in it, but I haven't actually. There hasn't been like a full fledged crate just dedicated to it. And it was also nice that they brought back the Ecto Cooler. Of course, I bought about a case or two of those. I can't find the juice boxes though. I think those are probably sold out. I've been to about a couple of stores to find those, and I can't find them anywhere. The cans are still on Amazon, though you have to be an Amazon Prime member to purchase them. So I obviously bought a couple of those just to have and drink. I was too young when the first Ecto Cooler rolled out, so I don't know if it tastes the same. I know it looks different. I know the original one only just came in the juice boxes. So I know like the design and everything's different from the new juice box that came out this year. But it's just nice to have just because I wasn't able to, experience it what it was like back then when Ghostbusters first came out. I think besides the Star Wars crate, and it's probably tied with the Mass Effect crate, this limited edition one I was probably looking forward to um, the most. Growing up, I was a huge Ghostbusters fan. It was, if it wasn't the first, it was easily one of the first movies I had ever watched as a kid. I remember um, I finally got the VHS tape for one of my birthdays because I always just watched it at my aunt's house, and they finally gave me one of my own, and I wore that out tremendously. So it's easily one of my favorite movies. Again, if not my favorite movie, it actually probably is my favorite movie um, of all time if I really think about it. So, but I'm rambling, so I'll stop talking and then we'll tear this bad boy open and see what's in it. From the look of the box, if I could guess, since all the Loot Crate boxes can be turned inside out and like be turned into something else, it looks like a shape of a car, so I'm guessing it'll probably turn into Ecto 1, which would be pretty sweet. I don't keep a lot of the Loot Crate boxes. I just don't think a lot of the designs in them are like too crazy cool to keep. I feel like that's pretty dick to say because they probably work really hard on them. I think there's one that I've kept. I've kept the retro one because it turned into a um, NES when you had it all turned inside out. So I do still have that one. And if this one turns into the Ecto 1, I probably will keep this box as well. So for the shirt, because I'm obviously guessing that there'd be a shirt in here, was hoping it was going to be a uniform shirt, and I was hoping it was going to be an old uniform shirt. But of course, it is a uniform shirt, but it's based off the new uniform look, which I was kind of disappointed. I really wanted the old look because I think those look super cool. I mean, not to badmouth it, it's still a pretty good looking shirt. It's definitely a very comfortable shirt. A lot of the shirts that come in these loot crates are some of the more comfy, like graphic tees, if you will, that I've ever worn. So it's still a shirt I'll probably wear a lot of. Maybe not so much because since everyone is just ripping into this new movie, I feel like I'm just gonna get like chastised for wearing the new uniform shirt. But I like the shirt. I like how it has an emblem on the sleeve, and like I said, it's a very comfy shirt. So I'm really not too disappointed about the shirt that came with it. Like I said, if I had a choice, I'd probably prefer it having be the old style. Um, but it's nothing I'm like gonna throw the shirt away over or anything. So the next thing we have is I thought it was like another shirt or like a towel, but it's actually a doormat with the Ghostbusters logo on it. It's a pretty big doormat, from what at least from what I can tell. I don't really buy doormats too much, so I don't know what like the standard size for doormats are. But it's a pretty cool one. It's just like your standard, just welcome mat for outside. I probably won't put this one to use just because the apartment complex I live in, I just don't trust any of the people that I live by, so I won't put this outside my door because I feel like this shit would get stolen in like a heartbeat. I mean, I don't live in like a sketchy apartment complex like at all. It's actually like a very nice one, but there have been a few cases of people's stuff getting stolen like off their porch. Granted, it's been stuff like bikes. It's never really anything small. It's not like someone's going around like stealing their like plants or anything like that. But I remember the office was putting up things about making sure you're locking up like your bikes, or you're putting stuff in your outside closet and locking the door. I think there was a case of someone's car being broken into, and it was literally my next door neighbor. So I say it's not sketchy, but I feel like I just I just gave it like the worst rep ever. So all in all, I probably just won't, for my sake, put it outside my door. This next item that I grabbed out like threw me off. I grabbed them and looked at them, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" They're like straps with plastic little like ends on them, and I was searching through the whole crate when I was unboxing it, and I was like, "This doesn't go to anything." I thought maybe it went to the next item that I pull out, but it didn't, and I'll show you what it's a part of when we get to it. This next item, though, I was pretty excited to have. It's a Slimer vinyl doll. It's kind of like the Funko Pop vinyl dolls that I, for some reason, can't stop collecting. But this one's actually made by Titan, so it doesn't have like the same kind of like iconic look that the Funko Pops have, but it definitely seems a little bit more detailed than they are. I was looking at it and it was throwing me off because it doesn't look like the old Slimer, like from the old movies. It actually more along the lines of kind of looks like the Slimer from the real Ghostbusters cartoon that I also used to watch a lot. So that was kind of throwing me off for a loop here. But overall, a pretty cool little vinyl figurine of Slimer. Like I said, it's very detailed and cartoony, and I think that's why it reminds me more of the Slimer from the real Ghostbusters. It also glows in the dark, which I haven't tried yet, so I don't know how strong it is or how it looks when it glows in the dark, but I feel like it probably looks pretty cool, especially if it's a pretty radiant glow on it. So we're coming up on the last few items left in the crate here. The first one I pull out is just the little pamphlets. Usually they'll come with booklets, so I'm surprised this one actually didn't come with like a full-fledged booklet like they usually do. It was more so of a pamphlet kind of showing what was in the crate and kind of like a small description of them. So I will say I was probably disappointed that it didn't come with like an actual booklet, because it'd been pretty cool to see, stuff like interviews or, behind the scenes photos. Even the new movie, I wouldn't even minded that. And then the Ghostbusters pin that came with it, I think so far is it's definitely one of the most detailed ones, and of course it's of Ecto 1. I think that's probably my favorite like movie car. A lot of people have like, they like the old Tim Burton Batmobile, or they'll like Kit or anything like that, and I think Ecto 1's like my favorite pop culture car. And I apologize for the blurry view we had there. I'm not going to win any cinematography awards anytime soon. And this next one I love and hate. It's a little mini like proton pack like display replica but it's of the fucking new proton packs. Like they look like like I don't want to add like a lot of hate for this new movie because God knows it's getting plenty already. It just I don't know, like it just looks like your typical reboot. It just looks like trash. Like just there's just no charm. I mean, I obviously haven't seen the movie yet, so I could be wrong, but there's just like no charm. It looks like to this new movie. Just like everything I loved about the old ones, it just it doesn't. And so when I first saw this, I was like, "Oh, dude, that's sweet. It's a proton pack, and it's the new ones. The new ones just look, they just don't look as cool as the older ones. Like the old ones were super awesome. Like they literally look like they were, like handmade. The like the iconic four spinning lights on the bottom of the proton pack. Like I'm saying that word weird, but I just liked it. I just loved the style of the old proton pack, and I've always wanted one. I mean, I could, make one myself, like get all the parts. I'd probably be lazy though and just buy them like outright, but they're like 2 grand. But that's like one of my, like that's like something on my bucket list. Like even if I can't own one, I'd just like to see one of them in person. Because it would just be just like one of like my again like one of my favorite movie props out there. So I was very disappointed, even though it is like very detailed and it is a really nice like a little nice like pop culture item. I probably will display on my shelf. I just very wish I don't even know if that's proper English, but I wished it was the older proton pack. I probably would have liked it a lot more if it was, and that'd been sweet if it like it lit up and made sounds. But now I think I'm just, I think I'm just whining now. So, and this is the last thing that's in the crate. It's 2 art prints, and again, I was hoping it was from the old movies, but they were new prints from the new movies. They're like kind of a concept art. Fuck this thing. First off, I seeing this in the trailer. It's that stupid. You like punch it. You like punch a ghost with it like that. It's like if the dude that made that like had just watched like Inglorious Bastards and he watched that scene where like the dude runs up and like punches that dude in the forehead with like those fucking punch guns, and he's like, dude, you know what? That'd be so dope in Ghostbusters. Like, nah, bruh. The next print, though, I'll admit, is actually a pretty cool one. I think, I could be wrong, but I think it's that first ghost that they encounter in the new movie. I guess it's almost kind of like the library ghost from the old film, or at least that's the vibe I got. But now comparing the 2 pictures, I don't think it's the same ghost because the one right here looks a whole hell of a lot different than the one in the trailer. So my guess is that it might be like the villain or like a villain in the movie. So that'll be pretty sweet if that's what it is. I mean, I could be wrong. It could be that same ghost, but it really doesn't look like it to me. Oh yeah, and you know how I thought that the box was going to turn into Ecto-1? No, it turns into the fucking proton pack. That's what those straps are for. You wear this around, because goddamn, that would look fucking sweet. Let me just walk around in a Loot Crate box on my back. I mean, it's a pretty cool box if I'm being honest with you. I just wish they would have switched. So I wish that little replica proton pack would have been this old style, and then the box would have been the new one. So I probably won't keep the box. Well, I don't know. I say that, and I'm flaky. Overall, though, honestly, not too bad of a crate. Like I said, I think I was just wishing that it had more older type Ghostbuster stuff in, but I should have figured since they released the crate because of the newer movie coming out, it was going to have some of the new stuff in it. So there's only a few items I'd probably change. Most obvious, probably the little replica proton pack, but everything else I do enjoy. I'll definitely wear the shirt. I'll add Slimer to my collection of shit I probably don't need to spend money on. The pin I do like a lot as well. That's, as I said, probably one of my favorite pins I've gotten from Loot Crate so far, and I'll probably just stash the art prints with the rest of the art prints I've gotten in past crates. And obviously I don't want my doormat stolen, so that's just gonna, maybe I'll like put that in the bathroom or something, at least so I don't have to put it away in storage. But I definitely liked it. There was a lot of good stuff in there. I'm not usually too disappointed with a lot of the limited edition Loot Crates that come out. So it's definitely a good one. I know this was kind of like a quick kind of shoddy review, but I hope I was able to show everything as best as I could. I try to get close-ups and everything. I know I'll have an article to go with it to kind of show some up-close stuff with it and kind of give more of my thoughts on it. But overall, I hope you enjoyed watching it, and keep your eyes out for any more crate unboxings I do.